it can impart a certain layer of protection on the hair that will also help increase the tensile strength of the hair, which is like the ability of the hair to stretch and return without breaking off, you know, that wasn't there prior to the treatment. So, you know, there are some, you know, there's certainly validity to conditioners, quality conditioners versus not quality conditioners though. And they do serve a purpose, but let's just know that the foundation still is coming from the inside. But anyway, to have a good treatment is important. And then to wait that period of time, you said you've been waiting about 6 weeks before you get the braids after you've been relaxing the hair. That's a good time period because the hair has grown out quite a bit, because most relaxers touch-ups are done between 6 and 8 weeks with the new growth. And so you have new growth at your scalp. And to have a knowledgeable braider, I'm not a braider, but to have someone who braids hair and has integrity about their work is of the utmost importance, because they're not going to do anything detrimental to the hair, at least knowing it.
Like braiding it tight to the scalp.
Braiding it tight to the scalp, using inferior hair products, you know, in the hair that they will sometimes put in your hair. You know, there's a lot of controversy about some of these hair additions and what the chemical compositions of those are and what they've been treated with that can also cause allergic reactions, just like if you were to put a chemical on your skin. You know, so the hair is important. So someone needs, who you go to, the, you know, these people need to know what they're using. Hopefully they've purchased the quality products to use on you, which may mean that you may have to pay a little bit more, but if you're getting the quality and you're protected, then it's, you know, it balances, the value is there. Okay, so someone wanted to know how long they had to wait before after they took the braids out to get a relaxer. Okay, my recommendation is no less than a week. No less than a week. And that's because you're taking braids out of your hair, and that's putting tension on the scalp. And though you don't see it, there are small abrasions on your scalp. And then when you take the braids out, don't you just get up in there and just scratch it? You know, that's not good, but that's what we do. And so you take the braids out, and the whole time you had the braids, you're going into, you're doing all this. Y'all see? So all of that is creating an irritation on the scalp, whether you see it or not. The thing is, people don't see it or they don't feel it and they didn't have any soreness or whatever, and so they swear that they're going to take those braids out Friday and do their relaxer Saturday morning. No, no, no. Learn how to wrap a hair wrap. Learn how to, you know, camouflage in some way, shape, or form, you know. But don't be tempted to relax your hair right after removing your braids, because you are already at risk to a degree when you're using a chemical on your scalp, even when your scalp is in healthy condition. You certainly don't want to have it open, so to speak, to receiving chemicals even more. Okay? Now, transitioning from relaxed hair to natural hair. Somebody asked me that.
Yeah, I'm at the point now where they're getting firm, and I want to go ahead and transition. I just want to know the best way and the most healthy way to do it.
And that's absolutely, you have chemicals in. So if you decide to allow the hair to grow out, it's important to go to that same person if they also hair is growing out. Relaxed hair has met with their natural hair, and that line is called the line of demarcation. That's like the weakest point on your hair. So it's important to do whatever is necessary to make where that line is, where their hair meets their relaxed hair, their natural hair meets their relaxed hair. It's very vulnerable. So it's important to allow it to be strengthened as much as possible, or to not go against the hair as far as the things you're doing. Like, you don't want to do anything that's going to cause breakage. You don't want to do anything that's going to be detrimental in the process, and eventually you're going to be working towards trimming that hair off. You know, you may not be interested in getting a haircut, a complete haircut, right away. But if you're trying to let the hair grow out, it's important at least to trim it, you know, as you're doing it. But good conditioning treatments help to reinforce that point where that relaxed hair, that chemically treated hair is meeting that natural hair, because the natural hair is so much stronger than that hair that has been previously relaxed. So that's the first thing. And then to also work with different hairstyles that don't put stress on the hair. So it's fine to go with braided hairstyles, again, as long as you're going to a knowledgeable braider, because the same issue is present. You have new growth and you have chemically treated hair. You have to go to someone who is knowledgeable enough to not do harm to your hair in the process. And really, it's about having patience from there and using a bit of creativity and allowing that hair to grow out so that you don't become discouraged when you can't figure out, this don't look right. Because, you know, it's this kinky hair down here, and then it's this straight hair on the ends, and it's not going to look right. I mean, to you, because you've been accustomed to hair that moves a certain way, hair that has a certain appearance, and hair that has a certain sheen to it. And then this hair here is a whole different ball game, because this hair doesn't move the same. It doesn't have the same sheen. This has a whole different kind of sheen with your natural hair. And it doesn't reflect the light the same as straight hair does. It has a healthy glow to your natural hair. And straight hair has almost like a created glow to it, because you've been, you know, spraying it down with oil sheets and that kind of thing. So, you know, good common sense cautions are necessary when you're transitioning the hair from relaxed to natural. And the professional aspect is very good, because she can also help you with creative hairstyles. In the meantime, it kind of blends in. Hairstyles with a lot of texture work good when you're transitioning, you know, like to twist the hair or braid it down and then to take it loose, because now the ends, which were previously straight, they're kind of succumbing to the new growth hair, which tends to have a little bit more texture. And the brother was saying someone told him he couldn't lock his hair. Now, what was that about?
He said it was when you get older, your hair gets finer and